Have you ever felt like you were completely out of options? Like you were facing a mountain of problems with nothing but a few drops of hope left? Well, let me tell you an incredible story that might just change your perspective. Now get comfy and cozy. My gems, I've got a tale to tell. A desperate widow. Tears streaming down her face. Clutching her 2 sons close. Creditors are banging at her door, threatening to take her children as slaves to pay off her late husband's debts. Can you imagine the fear, the helplessness she must have felt? But here's where it gets interesting. Instead of giving up, she makes one crucial decision. She runs to the prophet, Elisha, for help. And what happens next? Well, that's where this story becomes absolutely mind-blowing. Elisha gives her what seems like a strange instruction. Go and borrow as many empty jars as you can from your neighbors. Not just a few, get lots of them. Now, if I were her, I might have thought, empty jars? How are empty containers going to solve my massive debt problem? But here's the thing, she didn't question it. She just did it. With just a tiny jar of oil to her name, she starts pouring. And this is where the miracle happens. That small amount of oil just keeps flowing, and flowing, and flowing. Can you picture it? One jar fills up, then another, then another. The oil doesn't stop until there isn't a single empty container left. Think about that for a second. The only limit to this miracle was the number of jars she gathered. The oil could have kept flowing if there had been more containers to fill. How's that for abundance? But here's what really gets me about this story. It wasn't just about the oil. It was about what happens when we take that tiny bit of faith we have and combine it with simple obedience. When we're willing to act on God's instructions, even when they don't make sense to us. God's love is truly all we need. And you know what happened to that widow? She sold all that oil, paid off every single debt, and had enough left over to live on. Talk about a turnaround. And here's the beautiful thing, this story isn't just some ancient tale. It's a reminder for us today. Maybe you're facing your own impossible situation right now. Maybe you're looking at your resources thinking, this isn't enough. But remember the widow's jar. Sometimes, all it takes is offering what little we have with faith and watching God turn our emptiness into overflow. Because here's the truth. God's provision doesn't depend on what we have. It depends on who He is. And He's still in the business of making the impossible possible. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to Bible Gems 101 for more faith-filled animation.